Hey guys, it's Camilla from Code with Camilla. Today we're going to continue learning about functions.
Yes, we continue learning about functions, and today we will be learning about how you pass parameters differently in functions. So when we pass data, so variable data, to the functions, those variables, so parameters, even if we change them, they do not change the variable that came in. What do I mean? Let me just show an example. If we had, for instance, a function, it's called add1, which will add 1 to the variable. Say, let's print what was before the change. A before change equal A. Now we repeat after the change. What is this? A plus plus?
It's an iteration.
Increment.
Increment.
So what it does?
It adds 1 each time to the variable.
Okay, so now if we create a variable, let's call it val, set it to 1, right? And call this function and pass val inside it. So what's going to happen, we pass 1 here, so it should print initially
1.
because we pass val, and we pass in the value of the val, right?
Mm-hmm.
So before the change it's 1, then we do
2.
Increment and it becomes
2.
2. Let's see what will be the value of the val after we make a change. Sorry. What do you think the value will be?
Wouldn't it still be 1?
Let's see. So a, the parameter a, right, this one, before the change was 1, after the change it's 2, but when we print val it's still
1, so whatever is inside the function doesn't apply to what's outside?
Yes, so this is how it works by default. By default means if you don't make any specific changes. So by default, if you pass the variable inside the function, whatever happens in the function does not impact the variable which was passed in.
So what happens in the function stays in the function?
Yes, but sometimes we need to change it, right? So there are two options if you want to change it. One is, what you could do, you could return that value you get here, right? So return a after the change. And what you can do, you can assign the value which was returned in this function back to
val. So you assign it a new value.
Yeah, let's print it nicely.
Why'd you change Why'd you change void add1 to int add1? Is it because you're doing a variable here?
So remember what void was. Void means it does not return any value.
Oh, but int does.
But since we decided to return, we change this to the value, to the type of the variable we're returning, because variable a is of type int, and if we return a, we have to say we return int. We cannot return, for instance, decimal, right?
Will it break? Will it not build? Oh, yeah.
It will not. What it's not going to break here, because what happens with the int, it just goes, it does casting. Remember how it casting? But a does not implicitly convert to string. You see, that's why it's failing. Because it says I want to return a, and I want to return values in type of string, but it's not string, right? Because it's a. what you have to do if you want to return it as a string, you do
toString.
toString. But since we don't want it, we just want to keep doing this one. We return int, right? And we assign whatever value comes from back from the function to back to val, right? And now let's run it. So a before the change was 1, a after the change became 2, and the value of the val after the change became 2, because the value we returned back in the function to the val. But you can say, oh, the problem with the returning function is that it can only return one value. You cannot return multiple values. What if I need to change multiple parameters, right? Or so there is another way to work around this, changing the value. It's called using the keyword ref. Ref means you passing parameters by reference. Remember when we discussed value types and reference types? What the value type is, it's pointing to the value, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reference type variable pointing to the reference or address of the variable, which means if you have an address of the variable, you can change it. The problem with this one, with the old one, remember? When you pass like this, it passes by value. So you get the value, you're changing the value, but since you don't have access to a variable val, you cannot make a change. You can't change it. But what we can do, C# allows you to pass the parameter by reference and use keyword ref, right? In this case, what you can do, you'll have to say ref as well here. So now if you pass ref, remember the first one? What's going to happen is the val after change becomes whatever you did in the function. So everything you're changing in the function, I can even do like a equal 10. What this string going to print?
10.
10.
So basically, reference is basically a copy of a function. Like what copies what's inside a function.
Not exactly. I would say absolutely not. So when it ref, it means instead of passing the value of the variable val, I'm passing its reference.
And the reference
So
is variable
I
a.
know the address. So I know instead of changing some value like some number, I'm going to this place in the memory. So it's a place in the memory. I find that place in the memory, change the value in that place. And since this function and this function, they're using the same place in the memory, they're changing the same thing. When you don't pass by reference, this creates another variable in another place, and it's changing in another place. So in this case, if you don't have ref, this function and this function, so this function and this function, they changing the variable with the same value maybe, but in different places. You understand? So they point into different things. Call this function 3 times. At the end, it will be 4, right? Because it's got the reference every time, and this changing 2, 3, 4. There are some rules. When you call the variable with which has a parameter with keyword ref, what you have to put ref when you're making a call as well, because if you do this without ref, it's going to complain. It says the argument must be passed with the ref keyword. This is rule number 1. Rule number 2. Let's compare. Let's call this by ref and make another function by value without ref, right? And when we when we call by ref, we have to always use ref, and we always have to pass the variable. But when we call by value, we don't put ref keyword. And another thing, what you can do, you can pass the value, not a variable. Why so? Because here it really, what it needs from the variable, it needs the value. Can you pass a value to this function?
I don't think so.
No.
No, because
There's no ref.
there is no address of 10, right? If I ask you where is the address of 10, you will say, I don't know. You can tell where is val variable in the memory, but you can never say where is address of 10 in the
Almost until you make an address of 10.
Yeah, in the computer memory. Do you know where the address of 10? Nobody knows, but the C# knows where the address of the variable val, because it created it, but 10 it does not. So what happens? So if we can call if we call this function, what do you think it's going to print?
It's probably gonna do error because you still don't have a.
No, it's by value. We're not passing the reference, right? So you can pass 10.
Yeah.
The first thing it's going to print.
A.
And what's the A value?
Like 1.
10.
No, we passed 10.
10.
So it's going to do next. What's it going to do?
Next is gonna do a plus 1, so it's gonna do 11.
And it's going to print.
11
Let's see.
as a string.
So A before change 10, after change 11. Val, it's still 1. Why so?
Because you haven't really done anything with it. No plus.
Exactly. Val, we didn't do anything with val. We didn't pass it to variable. We didn't make anything, so that's why it keeps the same value. Any questions?
No. That's it for today on Code with Camilla. Come back next week for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.